What's going on, my dudes? Welcome to the channel. I'm QuittyBags, and today, my dudes, we are going to be learning everything you need to know about the new Amethyst Geodes in Minecraft 1.17. Caves and cliffs. Alright, my dudes, let's get right into this. There's tons of things we are going to learn today, and before we do, don't forget to smash that like button if you guys are enjoying this video. Let's try to get 100 likes in the first week. Also, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to smash that sub button to become one of the dudes. Alright, let's get started. Alright, so as you guys can see, we are currently inside of an Amethyst Geode. Now, these are a really cool structure in Minecraft that just came to 1.17, and they look absolutely amazing. And there's actually quite a variety of new blocks in here and items, as we can see. We have Amethyst block, alright, right here. We have budding amethyst right here. And then over here, we have the outer layer, which is calcite. Actually, that's the middle layer, and then the outside layer is called smooth basalt. So now I'm gonna go outside and I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of a view here. This is what they are looking like from the outside. So you got the smooth basalt as the outside layer, you got the calcite, this white stuff, as the middle layer, and then you've actually got the amethyst blocks and the budding amethyst on the inside here, and it looks so cool. I absolutely love this new block. I don't know about you. Give a big thumbs up if you guys love this block, because it looks so good. Alright, so I've laid out all these blocks here from the actual Amethyst Geode. The Amethyst Geode is a structure that can actually spawn underground and generate under the world here in any regular survival world. Now, if you go on spectator mode, you can actually see there's a geode over there, there's a geode over there, and we're going to get into where to find these geodes in just a few minutes, but let's learn all about what actually is inside the geode, and we're going to see all these blocks on the overworld here. So, as you guys can see, here is the smooth basalt. Smooth basalt is just basically a variation of regular basalt. Regular basalt can actually be cooked in the furnace and turned into smooth basalt, and it looks like that. Now, calcite is that inner layer we are talking about that goes in between the smooth basalt and the actual block of amethyst. Now, I absolutely love this stuff. To me, it looks like marble. It looks great. It's great as flooring. It's great as a lot of stuff. Now, moving into the actual amethyst block here. Now, this is the inside of the geode. Now, these are actually real in real life, like amethyst geodes. They're actually a real rock in real life. If you guys haven't seen them, just do a little Google search, and you'll see they look honestly amazing. I think they're a little bit more blown up in Minecraft because, as you can see, they're absolutely massive. But moving on to the actual block of amethyst, it's a beautiful block, and it actually makes a noise here when we walk on top. So I'm just going to walk on top like this. And as you guys can hear, it's a very chime noise, as well as when you break it versus this block. This is more of just like a regular noise. Same with basalt. It's just kind of a rough noise. Alright, so those are the three first blocks. Now, there is a different variation of the block of amethyst, and it's called budding amethyst. And as you guys can see here, it kind of has like an X shape on it, versus the regular amethyst block does not. It's just it just looks good and basic. Now, the budding amethyst actually grows these shards on it. As you can see, they're actually growing right there. And what these are actually called, this is called an amethyst bud. They start with small, so they start at this size here. They start with small. They've been growing since I actually started this little presentation I was putting on here. But they go from a small to a medium, which is right here. Small, medium, a large, and then they go to a cluster here. This is called an amethyst cluster. This is a large amethyst bud, a medium amethyst bud, and a small amethyst bud. Now, you guys can see the difference, and as they go on, they actually grow decently quick. And today I'm going to show you guys how to farm these and do all kinds of things with these in just a few minutes here. But look how good they look just off the start. Now, a little bit about these. You cannot actually break these with fortune. You can't break these with fortune. You can't break these with fortune, but you can break these with fortune or a regular pickaxe. And when you do, you actually get an amethyst shard. Now, an amethyst shard looks like this. That is an amethyst shard. So when you take your pickaxe to the amethyst cluster, not the large amethyst bud, but to the cluster, it'll actually break into shards. Now, if you use fortune, you can actually get more, of course, just like diamonds or anything like that. You'll actually drop. So definitely use fortune 3 on these. If you use silk touch, you can pick them up manually and you can place them in other places. Just like these can be picked up and placed using Silk Touch as well for the small amethyst buds. Now it's a little bit confusing because there is 4 stages, but once you actually like see one, the Amethyst Cluster, you'll know because like look at it. It's much taller than the medium one and much taller, than the large one and the medium and the small one. It's pretty obvious to tell this is a fully grown one here. Now, as you guys can see, it'll grow amethyst clusters on any side, right? As you guys can see, it'll bud on any side, and you could literally get any side of here. So it's really good to start a farm, and I'm going to be showing you that today, and how you guys can actually make one into a farm. Now, before we get into actually how to find a geode and where to find them, I'm going to actually teach you what the heck is the point of these shards, because I told you you could use Fortune 3 on them to get multiple with Fortune 3, but what's the point, Quinny? What is the point of these shards? Well, they have actually 2 purposes here. The first purpose is Tinted Glass. As we can see here, you put 1 piece of glass in the middle and put amethyst shards around the outside, and we get ourselves 2 pieces of tinted glass here, which is a really cool glass. And if you guys didn't know, tinted glass actually works as a solid block, and you can see through it. So as you guys can see, it's very dark down there. If we go like this and put tinted glass, we are now in the dark, and mobs can actually spawn using tinted glass. So you can do like a some type of mob farm using tinted glass, and it counts as a real block, but you can see through it to see if it's working. Now, another reason you might want an amethyst shard, just 1 amethyst shard, which is pretty easy to obtain, is you want to go ahead and make a spyglass. What is a spyglass, you might be wondering? A spyglass is 2 pieces of copper ingots with 1 amethyst shard on top, and you can grab the spyglass and you can actually zoom using the spyglass. And if you have Optifine on, you can hit C and it'll actually zoom in. If you guys don't know how to download or install Optifine, check out my channel. I just released a video last week. It's very simple to install, and it actually already gives you a zoom feature, and look how cool it looks when you're looking through it. Like, it looks like you're a little pirate, like, you know what I mean? Like a little pirate on a ship or something. But yeah, very epic. So those are 2 uses for the amethyst shards. So now let's get into how to find an amethyst geode, and then we'll get into building a farm with them. All right, so now we are going underground to go check out where these geodes actually generate, and these geodes are really cool, and honestly, I found they're actually not too hard to find. I'm going to teach you a secret method once I teach you all about where to find them. So, amethyst geodes generate commonly between y equals 70, all right? So right now, we are at y45 right now, but they commonly spawn between y equals 70. So that's your best bet if you're looking for them here. Now, another thing is each chunk, and if you guys don't know what a chunk is, if you hit F3 plus B, you can, F3 plus G, and you can actually see chunk borders. So each chunk has a 1 in 53 chance of a geode generating inside of it. So as you guys can see, this one has a geode inside of it, and it's actually inside of the other bit of the chunk here, in 2 of these chunks here. But it has a 1 in 53 chance, so it's not super rare, but decently rare, where you're not gonna stumble upon them like every day, right? So as you can see, here's some more over here flying around. We can see quite a bit of them here. Here's another one, and then we get a little bit of a stretch here. And there's one there. I actually seen a really cool one. Now, geodes can actually generate halfway into mine shafts. So they look really cool. If we can find one that's like halfway inside of a mine shaft, I will show you guys in just a second. All right, so here's a good example. That I've actually found a few of these in my hardcore series, that you can actually find a mine shaft with a geode generated into it, and it looks absolutely wild. It looks really good, and just flying around though, I thought it would be a little more common to find, but it actually took me about 5 minutes to find here flying around in spectator mode. But damn, dudes, like, look at this. This looks really good. I like the look of this. But yeah, this is like one of my favorite geodes to find, like actually generated into the mine shaft here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you guys where I think the easiest way and the most common way to find geodes was for me, and that was above the ocean. So one thing I recommend is go get a night vision potion, grab your elytra, grab some rockets, and fly over the oceans. If you fly over the oceans, honestly, you run into geodes really easily. At least in my hardcore live series, I found quite a few of them. Honestly, like almost all of my all of my geodes I found was from actually flying over the ocean. Sometimes you'll just see a little cap sitting at the top. Oh, just like that. That's what I'm talking about. I was gonna say I gotta find a good example for you guys, but right here, as you guys can see, it's just like a little topper. You know what I mean? It looks like a little meteor just came down and hit the earth, and it just generates there. So we're gonna go down here. So this is my easiest way to find them. I think would be definitely flying around with an elytra with night vision potions on. That way you could see into the water, and it makes it a lot easier. I'm just seeing if I could spot any more from up here, and also having Optifine on using the zoom makes it very easy to find them, so you can harvest all of their resources. All right, but anyways, yes, here is another geode, and it looks absolutely amazing. Lots of amethyst in here with the clusters, and oh man, it looks so good, dudes. All right, so I decided to turn this into a little farm area, and we're going to talk about all about obtaining these amethyst shards from the clusters here. So basically right now, this is just going to be a general, no automatic, just semi-automatic, you know, using your pickaxe kind of farm. It's not going to be anything crazy doing it for you, but you're going to know how to actually mine these and obtain them and then farm them for the future. That way you get the most out of this area. So as you guys can see, I made sure to light up this area, and I also marked my coordinates, and I added a little crafting table and a chest just for some storage down here. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to talk about the clusters here. So we have 3 different variations, as I said before, actually 4 in total, different variations of the budding amethyst here. So this is a medium bud. There's probably a small bud. Here's a small bud, and a large bud is right up here, and here is a cluster. So like I said before, the cluster, if you break it using Fortune 3, that is the best yield you could possibly get. But if you don't break it using, not using Fortune 3, go ahead and I'm going to show you guys. You'll actually only get 4 shards from it every single time. All right, so I'm just going to store those in there for now. So I really recommend using Fortune 3. That way you can get more. So we'll go ahead and use Fortune 3. Boom, we got 16. So 4, 8, 12. Yeah, that's quite a big difference. 4 versus 16 using Fortune 3 versus non-Fortune 3. So I really recommend you use Fortune 3. You can also mine these with stone pickaxes, iron pickaxes, and diamond, of course, and regular netherite on the actual clusters here. But as you can see, they look really, really good. You can also pick them up with Silk Touch. So we can go ahead and pick it up with Silk Touch and bring it anywhere we want, put it down again, and use the Fortune, and boom, we got 16 again. Look at that. Very amazing. That was good luck there. So as you guys can see, this is the most easiest way to set up kind of a farm. I recommend you AFK in here for, you know, just AFK in here for an hour and then go ahead and see how much these things actually grow. This is just like a semi-automatic, basically watching paint dry farm. But it's good enough to actually use it and good enough to get some tinted glass in your world because everybody wants that new tinted glass. Plus, grab yourself a spyglass for all you and your friends. But this is the most general way. Make sure to keep it lit up. One thing, don't block any of the budding amethyst. You can also, if you wanted to, you could actually remove amethyst like this. That way you have a higher chance of the budding amethyst to grow on each different sides. So as you can see, if we remove those 2 blocks, we have 2 new opportunities for these little budding amethysts to actually grow here. So that's also a good idea. I recommend doing that. But other than that, it's nothing really crazy. It's like watching paint dry. But if you open up some areas here, you can get a little more rates going because we just opened 1, 2, 3 areas there. And so that's going to cause these to grow on each side, just like this and that. So I really recommend you guys do that. Go ahead and like modify your farm. And if you still want to make it look pretty, you know, just take those block of amethyst and, you know, remove those and just put those there instead. Make some ladders up to the budding areas and just kind of turn this into a nice little manual farm, which is really cool, you know. It's not too bad. I gotta definitely make one of these. So I just recommend you guys AFK for an hour and you guys will definitely see some high yields eventually in the future using Fortune 3. All right, my dudes, that's going to be it for these Amethyst Geodes. I hope you guys learned something new. They're pretty simple, not too much to them. You know, you find them underground or check the oceans like I do. And then, of course, the Amethyst Clusters. There's 4 different levels of the buds, 1, 2, 3, and then it turns into a cluster, which is that big one to the left there. And basically, that's all it is to them. Make sure to use Silk Touch if you want to bring them home, or use Fortune 3 to mine them to get the most yields. All right, my dudes, thank you so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash like. Also, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit sub. We're on the road to 50,000 subs, and I appreciate everyone's support. All right, thank you for watching, and I'll see you dudes in the next Minecraft video. Peace out, my dudes.